going on, everybody? It's your boy CW. Before we get to this watch, just want to say thank you for all the subscribers recently. Haven't been very active because I've been traveling a lot. Really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can officially be like a YouTube partner. So that'd be huge. If you like this video, to please subscribe. I also owe you guys a huge like Japan, Asia watch haul video. Bought over 20 watches, which is kind of insane. This is actually one of those 20 watches, but I need to show like all those at one time just to kind of show the Asia trip. But for now, let's get into the watch and the unboxing.
So let's get into this unboxing of this beautiful watch. So with this box, it is the standard Grand Seiko box, and I'm a little disappointed in that just because this is a beautiful piece, a higher end piece, a limited edition boutique only piece. So kind of with this box, it's just a little bit disappointing for it to be kind of in the standard packaging. I have a Grand Seiko Quartz, and it's got the same packaging as this. Just think they really should have upped the packaging on this standard GS9 Club card. The warranty papers, manual, paperwork, still sealed. I have my receipt in there because this is a boutique only, but let's take a look at the actual watch itself. I do love this case, this Grand Seiko mini case that they come with. Same thing that came with the Quartz, though. I'm definitely thinking it's a leather, but it just feels very premium, very, very nice. I do love these little inner cases, these little travel cases, so to speak. So here's the star of the show, the Grand Seiko Elegance 1 of 700 limited edition SBGY035 boutique exclusive, which means you're only going to be able to get this watch at the official Grand Seiko boutiques, not necessarily an authorized dealer or anywhere else. It does come with a nice deployant clasp, GS logo there on the clasp itself. Big fan of deployant clasp. So let's take a look at the specs. It's a perfect case size of 38.5 millimeters, a thickness of 10.2 millimeters, a lug width of 19 millimeters on a crocodile leather strap, a weight of 68 grams, and a manual wind spring drive caliber 9R31 with 72 hours of power reserve. Now, the reason the manual wind is so important is because it allows that thickness and that weight at 68 grams to be so small. So let's take a look at the thickness of the watch. So as we take a look at the thickness of this watch, we do have a nice manual wind crown with the GS logo on it. Feels so much thinner than 10.2, as the paper says, 10.2 millimeters of thickness through that manual wind. I do love that this watch sits on a nice deployant clasp, as I mentioned. Let's take a look at the clasp right here. I like it. I know a lot of people don't just because they feel like they can't get an exact fit with a deployant clasp, but I just like the simplicity of squeeze and go, and I just think it's a really, really nice touch. But what I will mention about this watch, though, is that it only comes with this strap. It is a nice quality crocodile leather strap, 19 millimeters of width. But for me, I love this dial. I want this watch to be seen. I'm not much of a dressy person. I wear a hoodie and a t-shirt every single day. So it's really hard for me to get behind wearing this on such a nice leather strap. Nothing against leather straps, just for me, I need something a little bit more every day. Now, I don't think rubber's the answer. I don't know if a bracelet is the answer, but I do know with that 19 millimeter size, it's going to be really hard to find something that's great. So leave a comment down below what strap you would rock on this watch. Would you keep it with the leather strap? Would you put a metal bracelet on it? Obviously, have to be third party, or I guess you could buy one from Grand Seiko. Or would you put a rubber strap or something like that? I know that's extremely popular. So leave a comment down below what watch strap you guys would put on this watch. So we'll take a little bit more detail into the strap before I show you this beautiful movement exposed close up. But it has the Grand Seiko on one side of the leather strap, 19 millimeters sizing on the other side of the strap. And then again, we'll get some close ups of this movement, but it's a beautiful 30 jewel movement. And what I want to point out about the back of this movement is number one, because it's a manual wind, there's no rotor, automatic rotor. So you get to see all the movement exposed. And two, all of Grand Seiko's watches come with a power reserve meter on the spring drive, but it's usually on the front of the watch. And on the really high end models, they put the power reserve meter on the back up here at the top right of the watch, which I love. So I still get that feature, but it's not on the dial of my watch. So let's take a close up of the back exposed movement of this watch. Right here, it shows the number 537 out of 700 for my limited edition. That's my number. It shows the movement of 9R31, the manual wind. It shows made in Japan here on the right, stainless steel up at the top right, limited edition up at the top, and water resistant right here on the top left. Now, it says water resistant. Looked on the website. uh, didn't say how many meters of water resistance it is. Based on the thinness of this watch, the exposed movement and glass on the watch, I'm not taking this watch swimming. I wouldn't get in the ocean with it. I wouldn't even get in the shower with it. Now, I'm sure if you're just like washing your hands or in the rain, it's perfectly fine. They wouldn't make a modern watch today that couldn't handle those kind of elements. But this isn't a watch that I'm getting in the ocean with. I think it's just too beautiful, too thin. Again, I think Grand Seiko kind of pieced it as a dress piece, but up to your own. But it does say water resistance, just not too much. No notice there. Now, one last thing I'll mention about this watch, being that we got the dial here in focus, is it says it's inspired by the beautiful autumn sunrises of a mountain range. But to me, this looks like a deep red blood dial. Like if I had to describe this watch, I would say this is a blood dial watch. I don't know, on their website, they kind of show a picture of the watch with some like dried out mountains. But to me, this is just a dark red blood watch. I'd love to know you guys' opinions of the watch, whether you think this is just a dress piece or an everyday piece. So let me know what you guys think. But let's take a look at it on the wrist. So let's put this watch on the wrist. One thing I'll mention though, as I put this watch on the wrist with these manual wind movements, with these huge exposed movements on the back, is that when it's you don't ever see it. Number one, because it's on your wrist, and two, it's going to get smudgy because maybe you're oily, maybe you're not oily, but it's going to get smudgy. But let's take a look at the wrist. Like I mentioned, it's a deployant clasp. You can set it here depending on what size you need. So it does have a lot of sizes for deployant clasp. I have 7-inch wrists, so I've set it here about the fourth position, and let's take a look at it, what it looks like. And again, I mentioned I only wear hoodies, I only wear t-shirts. So this is a little bit more dressier for me. So it's definitely going to have a different band on it at some point. But let's take a look at it on my 7-inch wrist. Here's from kind of far away what it would look like on an everyday wear, what the average person would see when they wear it. I definitely think it's a conversation starter, whether you're into watches or not into watches. I mean, this dial is just, pristine. Let me go, it's a little bit out of focus. But I think this dial is just absolutely wonderful, and I think it's gonna start a conversation basically no matter where you're at, whether you're a watch person or not a watch person. So something new I've been trying to do is pricing of the actual watch that we're looking at. So we're on the official Grand Seiko website. And like I said, it is a boutique only. They have it listed for 8,500 US retail. So it says it's only available at the Grand Seiko boutiques and salons. I did click on the boutique online. It says out of stock. Now, I don't know if it's actually out of stock or if that's just what they say. It makes me think that you can actually buy it online, though, because it has like this payment thing that you could do or email me when it's available. But for right now, it doesn't look like it's available unless you go to the boutique and they have it or the website. So on the secondary market, I pulled it up on Chrono here. We got 11 listings. Um, all these ones that are like 7,400 bucks, they're all from Japan. So JP, 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 JP. All the ones that are not from Japan, like this one from the UK, is around the 9,700 range, and the US one is like 8,900 range. Now, what I'll mention from Japan is I'm probably going to make a video on it because I have a lot of experience in buying watches from Japan. You're going to pay sales tax, you're going to pay customs, you're going to pay duties. So at the end of the day, once you pay your sales tax, which let's just say on average is 10%, maybe you're lucky you don't have sales tax where you live, but you're still going to have to pay Japanese sales tax, Japanese customs and duty. So let's just say on average it's 10% here. You're going to pay theirs, you're going to pay the duties. It's probably going to be close to the same price. So as you see this price, you're thinking, man, that's a really, really good deal. You might save a little bit, but it's also going to be a lot easier if you buy from a US seller or wherever you're located, just to make it a little bit easier for you. So on eBay, same thing. Looking at about $8,900, $9,700. The only one that's cheaper than that is this one here, also from Japan. So it looks like they're a little bit above retail, which I don't mind. Again, I wouldn't normally pay retail or above retail for a Grand Seiko, but in this case, just because the power reserve is not on the front of the dial, is such a beautiful dial, it's such a unique limited piece, boutique only. I think the price is fair. So what do you guys think about this watch? I think that it is one of the most beautiful dials that Grand Seiko has ever put out, if not the most beautiful. And I think that the watch community thinks the same thing. I've done a lot of research, taken a look at a lot of things. A lot of people think it's one of the more beautiful dials of 2024. Now, I've been looking for a Grand Seiko that does not have the power reserve meter on the front of the watch for a very, very long time. Every time I see one in one of their boutiques or anywhere online, 12,500 US, 13,500, 15,000, 10,900. I think This is one of the cheaper options that Grand Seiko has put out that does not have the power reserve meter on the front. And I love that because I love the power reserve meter still being on the back, but I also want a clean dial, especially a dial like this to really, really show. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions about the watch, feel free to leave me a comment. Otherwise, I really appreciate you guys for watching. Really want to try to get to 1,000 subscribers. And until the next video, peace.